Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Amazing Seller Podcast. This is episode number 708, and today I've got a real treat for you because I am going to be talking to a gentleman that had a weekend project that ended up turning into his full-time e-commerce business, and we're going to talk about how that even happened, how he built what he's already built, and what he needs to do to really grow and explode his business. And so we're going to turn this into somewhat of a strategy call as well as we go through it. And you're going to hear him writing some notes. You'll hear some scribbling on some paper, which I've done in the past with other guests. The other cool thing is Chris, his name is Chris Baker. I don't know if I already said that or not, but I just did. Great guy. He actually hit me up when he started seeing me post pictures of the lake house that we renovated for the Airbnb project. And he was telling me that he could possibly help me with some accessories or some parts for the lake house. So I'm not going to give it away. You'll hear as soon as we get into the interview here and into this call. But I think it's interesting for you to realize that, you know, once you kind of get a taste for this online business thing, your radar goes out there and it really starts to pick up opportunities. And that's exactly what he did. He seen a need for something that he was working on and that he needed. He didn't know if the market had it. So he said, you know what, I'll just go ahead and get my own. And then he did. And then he's like, maybe I should turn this into a business. And here we are. Now, there's some things that he could do better. There's things he could do, differently, and we're going to talk about those. But we're going to actually dig into all of the background of the business itself. Now, the other thing I did want to say is, he's going to be also an attendee at Brand Accelerator Live. So I'm super excited about that. And just to remind you, this is what we're talking about: how people can build brands and really get external traffic, how to get external revenue. Exactly what we're talking about today with him is exactly what we're going to be focusing on at Brand Accelerator Live. So if you want to attend, and if you haven't grabbed your ticket already, here's your little nudge. Here's your little reminder. Head over to brandacceleratorlive.com, grab your ticket. You'll be able to hang out with people like Chris who are out there building brands, not just an Amazon business. Although he is doing pretty well on Amazon, and we're going to work on even increasing those sales. And we're going to do that at the event, but we're also going to do it on this call. All right. So with that all being said, I'm going to stop talking so you can listen to this in-depth conversation that I had with Chris Baker, all about how he turned a weekend project into a full-time e-commerce business. Pretty interesting story. I think you're going to get a lot from it, and you're going to hear how we're going to take this business and really grow it, expand it, and just blow this thing up. All right. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Well, hey, Chris, what's up, man? Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. How you doing today?
Doing well, Scott. How are you?
I am doing great. And we finally get to talk one-on-one, or I guess one-on-one, but there's going to be people listening in on the podcast. But you and I have been going back and forth, and you've been kind of busting my stones a little bit about the railings and stuff at the lake house. And it's funny, when I decided to do some railings on the back deck, I thought of you, and then I got such in a hurry. I needed it done, and I'm just like, I just got to get this thing done. And but I thought of you, and even on the inside, you were talking about like what railings we were doing, and we'll talk about that, because man, oh man, I got blindsided a little bit by the bill on those railings at the inside. We'll talk about that. But thanks so much for doing this, and let's get people up to speed. Like, how did you even get into wanting to have an e-commerce business? Like, where does it start where you're like, you know what, I think I want to sell some stuff online, and what led you to e-commerce? Kind of take me through that journey a little bit.
All right. Yeah. I appreciate you chatting with me. So it goes back a few years. I've always sold stuff online, sold old phones on eBay and, random stuff, bike parts and stuff like that. Okay. I kind of was sick of the grind, the 9 to 5, and wanted to do my own thing, and not necessarily in e-commerce. It just, fell in my lap. The way I got into this business was we had just bought a new house, and we were doing some renovations, and building a new deck was one of the things. And I came across this cable railing, and I thought, man, that's pretty sweet. I want to do that at our new place. Mm-hmm. And so I got around looking to purchase some, and the prices were just outrageously expensive. It was going to be like $5,000 to do my small, 15 by 8 deck. And I thought,
yeah,
there's no way it can cost this much. So I got to, I heard about this site called Alibaba, and I got on there and found a manufacturer, and I knew I was going to have to order more than I needed. I couldn't just, order a handful of parts. I knew that. And
sure.
so I looked on eBay and saw that these parts were selling on eBay. I was like, well, I'll just do my deck and sell the rest on eBay. And so this was about 2015.
Okay.
Made my first order December 2015. Came in, learned about Chinese New Year and all that good stuff. Pretty big learning curve. And
yeah.
I didn't really think I was going to have to deal with it again. But so it came in probably April or so. And a couple of weeks later, I put it up on eBay and, did one section of my deck, and it just started selling, and ended up selling everything I had. Didn't even finish my deck. It's actually still not done. And it just grew from there. I just, kept rolling the profits back into the business and just grew from there. I outgrew my garage last year, about a year ago, got a warehouse, and now it's full-fledged business.
So, okay. So let's fill in some of those gaps there.
Okay.
So you're doing a project on your own home, and then you're like, oh, wow, I need these things, and they're really expensive, and people are paying for it. Maybe I can come up with a better thing for my own self, not even to sell it. You're just thinking, how can I do this so I can cut the cost on my own railing system?
Exactly.
And then when you did it, you're like, if I'm thinking this, maybe there's other people that are thinking this. And if I could create something in the marketplace that was less expensive, still good quality, then maybe I could tap into this business. Or even if you did have a premium product that people are buying for the $5,000 deck railing system, and you're like, well, maybe I could be that person.
Yeah.
Okay. So then by you doing some of this, even thinking about selling this stuff, you were playing on the, or in the eBay world, selling some things. And so first off, let's go back to that. Like, what got you thinking, I'm going to sell some old phones on eBay? Like, was there someone that tipped you off, or did you just see that you bought things and you're like, well, I wonder if I could sell things? Because I like to see where people actually got that first sale that they're like, oh, wow, this thing can actually work.
Yeah. So I'd bought stuff on eBay for, back, I was in college, early 2000s, 02,
okay.
1, 3, somewhere in there. And then I figured, I can sell some stuff. And I probably didn't start selling anything until about 2006, maybe. Just had extra stuff laying around. I didn't need, and wanted a little extra cash, and I'd sell it. And then, back everybody, you get a new iPhone every year, a new phone every year. And I would sell my old phones on eBay, and, just really just to get some extra cash was the reason I was selling on eBay.
Okay. I mean, so you kind of seen like people were selling stuff that you were buying, and you're like, well, why couldn't I just do that? It's an old phone, or it's this, or it's that. And then you did it. So then you knew that there was sales they were happening online. So that because for some people, it's hard for them to even understand that concept. Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you kind of already had that in your head. And so when you would find something, probably, or if you were in a store or something, you're like, oh, I could probably sell that thing on eBay and probably make a quick buck. Maybe just, flip it. You're kind of just flipping product. So you kind of had that, you already had a sense of it.
Yeah. It was more of, when I wanted something new, whatever the old piece that I had, sell it used. I wasn't really flipping new stuff. It was mainly my old, a year or two old.
Okay. So it's kind of like you were having a garage sale, but you're having it on eBay.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Just,
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because our stories are kind of similar. You probably heard this story, but I was in the home movie transfer business. Yeah. And my wife and I had a photography business, and we added that onto our business because we had a lot of people asking about it. And I bought this projector that was modified to basically create, or to transfer movies. You would still have to take your camera, your video camera, and line it up to this lens system. There was a magnifying glass that bounced off a mirror, and that the projector, the gate inside the projector had to be hollowed out to get the right frame. So there's a lot of ins and outs to it. But when I got that, I seen it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just like a modified old projector. You know, I'm kind of handy. I can do this. And if I bought this thing, I'm sure I could probably find other people that would want to buy it. So I modified one, proved that I could do it. And I put one up and I sold the thing for I think my first one I sold for like $700 or $800. And I was like, holy crap. So then I started selling those things. I had my basement full of these old projectors and these old motors and these old lenses and all of this stuff. And that was my business for like a year, or a part of my business, online business. And we sold over, I think we sold over $100,000 in those things, which is insane. Yeah. It was a lot of work though. I mean, I was building like one, sometimes two a week, but I'd spend 6 hours, redoing one, like modifying it, making sure that everything was lined up. Everything was, everything was oiled. Everything was modified properly, but it's a lot of work. But it's still, to me, I was like, oh, if I sell 2 of these a week, that's $1,200 or, $2,000, why not, Yeah. So, but anyway, that's, again, I think once you get the sense of it, then your eyes start opening up to other things that potentially could be there. And that's where this cable system thing came in for you. Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now let's take people to, you started selling them on eBay, and you were selling your old parts. When did you think to yourself, I want to turn this into a business?
It was pretty early. It crossed my mind. I thought about it. I was still, working, 9 to 5. I was traveling around Arkansas, and I was out several nights a week, and I've got young kids, and I really wanted to be home more. I wasn't out a whole lot compared to some people, but even one night away is a lot. Oh yeah, little kids. So the seed was in my mind early. I kind of took it slow and just kind of, I think my first order was about $2,000. Okay. And I just kept rolling it over, and I didn't take any profits or anything like that out of it, and just kind of grew from there. And probably the next year, I was thinking about trying to get my wife to let me quit my job and do this full. Okay.
And so like with all of the parts, because there's a lot of different parts, were you more or less selling kits at this point?
No, I was just selling everything individually. And
okay.
There are some kits out there that people use, but I sell everything individually, and kind of, I guess you'd say, custom order. Not really, you can kind of pick out which parts you need, and rather than selling 20-foot piece of cable or 30-foot piece of cable, I'll sell a reel of 250 foot that you can do your whole deck with, or 1,000-foot reel or whatnot.
Yeah, because when I was looking into it, I was looking at the kits, and the kits were they would sell like enough to do 10 rows. Yeah. So you'd get the turnbuckle for the left and the right, and then you would buy a spool of cable, and then you would cut it to length. Right. Yeah. I was there. There's some kits out there that include the cable and everything, but yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I didn't see those. But
yeah. So I was selling everything just individually. Now on Amazon, and really kind of go back a little bit, I can't remember if I heard your podcast or came across you before I started selling on Amazon or very soon after. Okay. But when I did that, it's, you can imagine with a $5 terminal, it's built, individually on Amazon. So I bundled everything. I guess you'd call it a kit, a lot of 10. Yep. And so I started doing that. And when I got on Amazon, it really started taking off. So.
Yeah. No. And so do you find that it's seasonal?
You would think it would be, but no, it's pretty consistent.
Okay.
It's been pretty consistent throughout the year. I would think it would be more kind of a summertime thing, but it's pretty steady.
Okay.
I did run into an issue last year. I ran out of stock of several fittings, and that hurt a lot of. I'm still kind of trying to catch up from that, but it was kind of ramping up to summer. But even this year, it's been pretty steady.
Okay. Okay. So now, right now, are your primary sales on Amazon?
Yes. The majority of them are on Amazon. Yeah. It's probably 60-40.
Okay.
Maybe 70-30 on Amazon.
Okay. And so if I go to your website, which I'm on there right now, if I go there, so if I click on that, I can buy through your shopping cart. It doesn't go directly through Amazon.
Correct. Yeah. I feel it. And yeah.
And so let me ask you this, and we're going to dig into kind of like what we're doing here and what we want to do moving forward. Because there's definitely opportunity for you to grow outside of just that one platform. So right now, your website is really primarily a store,
right?
Correct. There's no like how-to information.
Yeah, pretty much. There on a couple of the product pages. There's some short videos, but pretty much just a store. I haven't. I have people ask. I've had several people ask, about videos and that kind of stuff, and I kind of just explain it through email or on the phone. And
okay. So how much traffic are you getting on your website right now? Like, are you just getting search from like people that are searching for like stainless steel cable, railing, like that type of stuff? Like, how are people finding your website?
Yeah, I think most of it comes from Facebook.
Okay.
I have a couple Facebook ads, and just some people say they find me on Amazon and then go to the website. And then, just regular Google searches. So the traffic, I'm getting probably, about 2,000 visitors a month. Okay. Somewhere in there.
And would you say that, is that organic or is that from the paid ads?
It's probably half and half.
Okay. So maybe you're getting 1,000 organic.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've seen on your website too that you have on the very bottom, it says newsletter, subscribe to our newsletter. Are you getting any email subscribers?
I am,
okay.
But I'm not doing anything with them.
Okay. And I mean, I think it's amazing that you are getting them if all you're doing is putting that. Do you have other places for them to enter their name and email?
Just when they order.
Just when they order. Okay. So would you say majority of yours are customers? Customer emails?
I'd say half. Well, probably half of them are customers. I was actually looking last night, and I've got about 500 emails.
Okay.
And a lot of them are not. They haven't ordered anything.
Okay. Now, would you primarily say that these people that are buying yours are do-it-yourselfers, or are they contractors?
Again, it's probably half. I'd say majority is probably DIY homeowners.
Okay.
And then some contractors.
Okay. I'll tell you, if you can land some of those contractors and get them babies to rebuy, like you're set. And I know this for a fact. The guy that actually did our renovation on our lake house, I showed him the system that I put in, and literally mine was like one railing coming up the steps, and then I think there was 2 rows or 2 sections behind this little. It's kind of like a little bench area, and then there was a short one that went down again for the steps, and he looked at it, and he was just impressed at what I did because he wasn't expecting it, and then he was like, he did a railing system for this guy that basically the same guy that's helping me with the Airbnb stuff, and he does all his properties. He spent in materials $8,000 on one railing system. Yeah, $8,000 on just the material. And so I'm thinking, And for him, he's trying to find the best price, but also the best quality. You find someone like that, every time he does a deck railing system like that, he's going to come to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those people would be nice to have on a mailing list of people that are contractors. And that would be a very simple thing to put up on your web page that could have, even on, if you use like Hello Bar is a very, very easy, it's kind of like an overlay on your website. And what you can do is you can control what type of not offer necessarily. I mean, you can put an offer there, but what type of banner, what type of pop-up, slide in, a little slide in on the bottom, whatever. And it could just say, hey, are you a contractor or are you a do-it-yourselfer? Or DIYer or something like that. And then they would select that, and then that would pre-segment them into another bucket. And then you would know those people are contractors. Or someone that buys from you to follow up with them and say, hey, could you answer a quick question for me? I just want to make sure that I can serve you the best. If you have any questions with the railing systems, I'm always here. But I want to know, are you a contractor or are you a DIYer? And then that way there, you're able to segment those people, because in a tool like ConvertKit, you can tag those people. And now you have a tag that is applied that says contractor, or a tag that applies says DIYer, right? And now you know that you can send more to the contractor about upcoming specials, get your specials for this, because we're going to, or they can give it to they can hand it off to their customers and saying, hey, this company's offering a special rate this month. I can give that to you as well. So there's some plays there that you can do with a contractor, because they're more of a repeat business owner. And you could also run Facebook ads, and you can spend more to acquire them.
Yeah.
Right. Because know you're gonna not just get that one-off sale.
Right.
So that's like, I would see that as like one of the targets that I would probably start going after, is more the contractor. Although I do want to help the DIYer. And you might have a contractor that's learning how to install these themselves for the first time, and then they might search on YouTube and find you if you're there, to help them along the way there. That's the one thing I don't see, is any type of like how-to videos. And when I was getting ready to do these, I got to be honest, I went to YouTube and I was looking. Right. I'm like, okay, there's what different styles are there? There's like these ones that you can drill a hole through and then have this, this washer on the other side. And then you got guys showing you how you can do it from Lowe's, and you got, all these different systems. I kind of knew what I wanted, but I also wanted to know what was going to be the easiest. And then to have that step by step. So that is one thing I definitely think that, even if all you did was like a mini series on like how to do this system, how to do this system, how to do this system. Because there's different systems, right?
Right, yeah, yeah.
There's different applications. And what would you say is your most profitable item that you sell, and you sell the most of?
Probably, so we have two different types, which this could get into a video. I explain to people a lot. Phone or email. So we have a swage type, which swage is just a fancy word for crimp. Mm-hmm. The swageless type, where you have to have a crimping tool. The swageless type is more expensive. So, that's obviously going to be more, well, not obvious, but that's the most profitable. Now, percentage wise, it would be the crimp style. Those are pretty cheap. Not cheap. They're inexpensive. And
Good correction there.
but yeah, so yeah, the swageless type is probably it's more expensive, so it's more profitable.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot. I'm looking at your page right now. There's a lot of different types, right? So if I came here for the first time, I'm going to be lost.
Right. Yeah. I do have a lot of people call and, hey, I'm looking to do my deck, and can you help me out? Explain some stuff. And
and for you too, an easy way that you could do this is, all you need is like on one end, you need a 4x4, another end, you need a 4x4, kind of mount it, and then just do different applications on that one. And now you got yourself your tutorial.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to go have a complete deck done. There's different applications. You can show the different applications and what they would need. And then, hey, to do this one, here's all the parts that you need. And here it is, right? Here's all the, now the thing that I did like, which I like it that you're selling them individually, but I also think it could be less confusing if you give people the kit that you need for this system. You need this, and the kit is basically everything minus the cable.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? And the other thing is, and which I thought was crazy, was the cost of the tool to crimp them.
Yeah.
You got a hydraulic one, or you got the use your muscle one.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the one I went with. And let me tell you something. It's not easy. Right? Oh my gosh. The next day I was sore as hell. But I was like, wait, with this other one's $120 for a crimper. The other one's like $35. Man, I'm going with the 35. But then I was like, when I got it, I'm like, I would have paid the 120.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, that is. I thought the thing was broke or something. I'm like, how the heck are you supposed to crimp this thing? And then there's different settings to give the different resistance and stuff. But it was a little bit of a learning process. But again, if I had a video on there showing me, okay, if you have this thing and you got this style, you're gonna have to set it on number 3. Make sure that when you do it, you have your arms this way and just really leverage down. Like just little stuff like that. I just did a podcast episode. I think it aired yesterday, depending on when everyone's listened to this. And it was an update with the bass fisherman guy that I had on a while ago, Louis. And I went, and tried to use his jigs the other day, which I did, and I caught a nice bass, but I went to go look for videos to help me catch more bass. I couldn't find any underneath their brand. So like for anyone listening or even yourself, like video is, I know it's work, but it's so helpful for people when they're buying product, especially types of products like you're selling.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I got to see it now. And I need to cut like all the guesswork. If I get confused, I'm going to bail.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't want me to bail. So immediately, like even on your website, like if you just had on there immediately, as soon as someone came on there, you use Hello Bar and you pop up a little thing there that says, hey, do you need one of your, or what type of system are you trying to install? And then you have maybe 4 different types. And then they would click on that. And then from there, that would take them to all of the resources about that, right? Or a video that would explain how to do it. So you can almost like do that when they come to your site, segment them, and then you can send them to relevant information. And I'm telling you, if you just did that, that has to increase sales. But again, if you don't have enough traffic to come to the site yet, well, maybe not, right? So we got to fix that as well, which I think that also comes down to the videos that you're creating. Where are we going to host them? YouTube. Yeah. People are going to YouTube, how to install cable system for deck, right? And when I do that, I come to you, you're helpful, I like you, I'm going to buy through you. It's literally that simple.
Gotcha.
So where do you feel like right now you're stuck in your business? Like, what do you think that's holding you back from really growing this thing and blowing this thing up?
So I know I need to, have a list, email the list. The videos I know are going to help. I just got to do them. Mm-hmm. But as far as like the email list and stuff, I'm kind of struggling with like content. I can see like the first couple, like some how-to stuff. Mm-hmm. But after that, I don't know. I guess it would help if I segmented them into contractor versus DIY homeowner. But I guess I'm kind of struggling with what content, what would I send them?
Yeah. Well, okay. And your market is a little bit different, but I do think there's a solution to it. But you're right. Like they're coming there to buy railing stuff to have their railings done over on their deck or in their house, whichever. Right. So like, yes, we can focus on that. So what would you send them? Well, what I would say is like, if someone's coming there, number one, you got to find out who they are and what they're trying to accomplish. And then once you do that, then you're going to sell them, or they're going to send them relevant information that's going to help them with that project. Right. And so that could be like, if someone's going to do their deck, you could be like, let me send you, the mini series on how to install this from start to finish. Right. And then that's going to be like, that, but then you're going to follow up with an email that says, hey, I'm just checking in. I wanted to make sure that you're able to get your railings, started. If not, if you have any questions, let me know. So then you have that that little bit of back and forth with them on a regular basis. But then the other thing you can do is survey them. Hey, what other projects are you working on in your house? Right? And now you could also start to take this business and also learn what other projects that they're doing. Now, for the homeowner, it's going to be a little bit of everything. But if you're talking to the contractor, you're going to probably have that contractor on your list, and you're not necessarily going to send them a whole bunch of content necessarily, although you could. For them, it's going to be like, hey, we've got a July special on all railing systems. Those guys you can send deals to once a week if you want to.
Okay.
Right? So those people, it's not more or less like about content. The other play is really like how to get content out there so you can get that customer in the door, a DIYer, and then from there sell them that railing system. But the other thing is once someone sees the railing system, they're probably going to have a friend that wants to buy a railing system. So then that railing system could also be almost like your calling card for another new customer.
Right.
Right. And then
referrals.
Customer referrals. And then you can remind them of that. Hey, if you got a friend that wants to put a railing system like this on and you want to send them our way, here's a 20% off coupon if they want to come in, and I'll give you a 20% off coupon when they buy, or something like that. Now you'd have to think about the logistics of that, but that would be a great way to say like, hey, you share, you get 20% off your next thing, or just give them 20% off or something like that.
Yeah, that was another thing. Usually, if it's a homeowner, once their deck's done, they're done. You know,
yes,
they're not really gonna, unless they build another deck, which is rare. They're not really gonna buy again. But yeah, the hey, you got a friend, here's a coupon, and I'll send you a $10 Amazon card for.
Exactly. But see, I think you probably could create, another, like a content business in a sense, to where you're the DIYer help guide. Okay. Now your business of the railing system is all on its own. But on the side of that, you could start building out this content site with all the railing stuff, right? And all of the stuff that they would need to know for railings on the inside, the outside, and all the different applications. But I think you could also, because you're going to start learning what other projects they're doing, then you can also just have other how-tos, almost like a magazine that would have DIY type projects. And the thing that this could do is, over time, if you built out this content, this like media, channel in a sense that helps with that, you're also going to be able to monetize the traffic that's coming into that, not just within your own brand, but also because now you're getting traffic coming here. You could have sponsorships. You could do affiliate deals. You could do all kinds of things. But if you're only pigeonhole, yeah. If you're getting yourself to where you're getting in that one direction, and all you can do is talk about your thing, right? It kind of limits you to what you can actually talk about.
Right.
So it might not be a bad idea to not necessarily have this be its own channel. Maybe you want to create something that is more of a DIY media channel, but it's brought to you by your brand.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So This way here, you could talk about these other topics, right? And you don't have to be the expert. You could find other experts if you want to, or you can just have stuff that's written, right? You can have like written content and literally have people write that for you, and then you can have that on there. So now you're getting people that are coming over to the site. For the starter would be for you to just do all the deck stuff possible, which I think that's going to keep you busy for a long time.
Yeah.
Like I really do, because you've got like really not a lot of stuff right now that's helping people with installing decks or railings. But again, and I almost just hit on it, what about how to install a deck, how to replace deck boards, how to do this, how to do that? If they're replacing, or if they're doing railings, they probably are either updating their deck or they might need to.
Yeah.
So that's like your first part on the DIY magazine site, right? Is decking and how to, should you, let's see, Trex versus this other brand, right? You could do a whole bunch of this versus this stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And then when people are coming there for that, they're going to be, oh, railings. I'd love those railings. Those are nice. I've never seen those before. Yeah. Right. So you can bring people in that way too. Then you could go inside, replacing those old outdated railings on the inside. What should you use? Metal railings? Should you use this? Should you do this? Or should you use cable railings? Here's 10 different ways to update your house in 2019 from those old railings that were installed in the 90s or something.
Yeah.
Right. So you could do all that stuff. But again, I would start with everything I could think about with the railing stuff. Every application, every style. Do you have customers that have installed these that have ever sent you pictures?
Yeah, I try to get pictures from everybody, but yeah, I have gotten some pictures and stuff and from quite a few customers.
So then what I would do with those is I'd be plastering them on my website, number one. And then from there, I would also try to get even people doing a video testimonial. And I would say, hey, send us how your experience was after your railings are done, and give us a little 1 minute or 2 minute video on what you liked about using our railing system, and we'll send you a $10 Amazon gift card or something.
Yeah.
And then those videos, you host them on YouTube, and then from there you embed them on your blog or your website. You put them on your DIY, magazine blog type content site. So that's what I would do. I would do that too. I'd reach out to those customers and have them shoot you a nice little video on their phone.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing speaks better than a customer saying how much they enjoyed your system and why it was, and you might have to give them a little, not a script, but answer these 3 questions,
Yeah.
How were our railing systems to put together? I thought that, the railing system was really easy. They laid it out really well for me. They had great instructions and the quality was really, really great. How was the customer service? And the customer service was awesome. Anytime I had a question, they'd get right back to me. And I'll tell you what, it just made the job so much easier. Like, boom, you just kind of lead the question, let them answer it, and then they film that, and then you cut what you want and get rid of what you don't want.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I love when you can have a customer kind of brag about you without you having to brag about yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, everyone loves that. So I see it as very, very easy is to just go down that road of creating the content to help me be able to install my railings. And you said, like yourself, you've got different styles, different types, and what one is for the best application. That could be like a bunch of different videos that you could just get on and say, hey, if you're thinking about doing your railings, you're thinking about doing a metal railing system, here's what you need to know, and here's what you need if you're going to do this. Here's one for pressure treated post and a basic railing or whatever, right? So there's these different ones that you can kind of lead people down the road as to where they're going. Like I just pulled up YouTube when we were on here, and I mean, there's videos on here. Do it yourself. Installing a tensioning cable rail using an adjustable lag terminal. 290,000 views. And it's 3 minutes and 39 seconds. And then there's another one here. There's a bunch of them. But cable railing in 3 easy steps. 231,000. How to install a cable railing. 8.5. Let's see. Oh, here's another one. Stainless steel cable for deck railings, 48,000. Right? So there's a bunch here. And a lot of them aren't even, they don't even have really good search engine optimization on them. They're just very, very basic. And I don't know on this one here. This one might have a lot of subscribers. I'm just going to pull it in here. No. So this one here, it's called AGS Stainless Incorporated. Okay.
Hey, that's a competitor. Don't.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Don't buy from them. Yeah. But they've only got 552 subscribers, but they got 290,000 views. Yeah. So what that tells me is that the video is being picked up and found, and it's not being driven by a subscriber base.
Yeah.
So that means you need to create your own video. Like that's assignment number 1, man. Like,
that's gotta happen. That's top of the list.
And this guy here, I mean, all he did was he just put, like I said, a couple of posts on the ground and kind of demonstrated what you do and how you do it, and that's it. So yeah, that's 100% what I would do. Yeah, only 552 railings, and really, I'm looking at a bunch of the other videos too, by the way. So that's what I'm doing here on the fly. But a lot of his other videos, or that company, They don't have a ton of views. Some of them do though. Cable railing with wood post DIY, 115,000. Trimming cable fitting for stainless steel cable railing, 4.8. But I mean, I'll tell you what, Chris, I spent like an hour or two just digging through like different railing systems that I was thinking about doing and just trying to figure out like what was going to be the best one for that application that wasn't going to be a giant pain in the butt. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of figured out the one that I wanted to do. And then I started looking for parts, you know, but if I found your video and you showed me the application and you said, if you want all of these parts, I've got a kit that's put together. You don't have to go through and pick out, what fitting, what this, what that. All you need is what system you want and how much cable you need. And this is how you measure that. You can go click the link in the description down below. It'll take you over to our website and you can go over there and grab that. Like, that's it. I would have did it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, here's the video. I can follow this video when I get to the project site and then I can just grab the kit, Yeah. Simple. And then the other thing is on your website, are you Facebook pixeling people when they're landing there?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's probably been the best, the best targeting is the retargeting website visitors and hitting them with a Facebook ad.
Okay.
That's probably been my most profitable ad.
And what is your I guess, your average customer value? Like what's an average cart size?
Average order value is about $500.
Oh, nice.
I mean,
okay. That's 500. And then, so what are we talking margin wise though? Like what do we have to work with to spend?
Probably, well, as Chris Schaefer always says, it depends.
I still got to get him that shirt.
You do.
I'm going to get him one for Brand Accelerator Live.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah.
No, it does. I get it. But I mean, like, so if you got that $500 order, can you spend $75 to get that customer?
Yeah.
And still make money?
Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
Okay. Cause that's important to know. Because that'll allow you to spend more to acquire that customer. Now, if we have something on the back end that we could sell them additionally to what that is, well, now we're doing, even better. Right. And that could be like, oh, you need the tool to crimp them, and I mean, there's another video for you, cable crimping tool, whatever, this versus this. And then you just do a video. Here's this one. Here's what you got to know about this one. Here's why this one's a little bit harder to use. This one here's a hydraulic. This one makes it easier. Blah, blah, blah. You can kind of go down that road. But man, I see there's so much content here that you can make and keep you busy for the next year.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of all the questions I get, calls on. It's, just about everyone is a video I could make.
And just what you just said is exactly what I would suggest. You're literally getting the words out of customers' mouths.
Yeah.
That day you should write every single one down. And then at the end of the day, you should take an hour and you should answer every single one of them on video.
Yeah. That's
it. Done. Yeah. Like literally. And I mean, if you have like maybe even outside on your deck, the part that's finished,
yeah.
And set a chair up with the railing system behind you or something. So it kind of looks like you're in or in your warehouse or whatever, or wherever's a place that you're not just sitting in there with a white wall. You want to kind of represent your product and what you're doing. And then you just be like, hey guys, it's Chris. And I just wanted to jump in here real quick. I got a bunch of questions today through our customer line. And I just wanted to address these for you here today. And then just answer this one question. Right. And then the next video, another question, next video, another question. And then you might have to show some parts. You might have to show some examples, but man, that's content you could be, and I would batch that. I would do maybe you have one day that all you do is you shoot videos recording that. And then you have them uploaded and then you're done. And then if you ever need to, guess what? You can tell people, go to my YouTube channel. There's a video on there that talks exactly about that. You can go and actually see me doing it.
Yeah.
Like that's going to even take your conversion level to the next level because of that. What's holding you back on doing them right now? Time?
Yeah, pretty much time. right now I'm a one-man band. I do it all. Packaging, order fulfillment, customer service, everything. I had a I had a guy working for me, and my wife stole him. He's watching our kids now.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So it's just me. Yeah. So time is really the biggest hurdle.
Okay. Well, and again, I'm sure there's probably things in your business that you could probably offload, or you could systematize a little bit better. We all can. I mean, it's part of it, right? Like, we just have to kind of sit down and see what our daily activities look like. Where could we maybe batch something so this way here we can spend an hour doing something instead of being all scattered amongst everything. With you, though, there's a lot of touch points. I mean, the packaging and putting stuff together, that could be outsourced by a high school kid, or a college kid, and you could hire someone to come in and package things up and get those things ready. Customer service, you're probably wanting to do that now because you have the most knowledge on that, but that's trainable as well. I mean, on the basic stuff. But again, if you have some of these videos and you have some of these these different instructions for people, you can just have your customer rep then just send them to these different resources. Right.
Yeah. I think that's kind of, that's kind of the thing. If I had these videos or something, definitely cut down on the customer service time. I mean, I like talking to customers, but if I could just point them to a video, or if they send me an email, I can just send them a link or something, that would definitely help out. So
so I mean, again, there's a lot you can do. And my mind's going at 100 miles an hour in different directions just because there is a lot that you can do. But right now, the low hanging fruit for you is to give your customers, your potential customers, a better way of either finding you or also educating them before they buy. And the easiest way with your product is video.
That's kind of a 2-in-1 thing, right? Just make the videos and it helps them and bring traffic.
Well, and then what I would do is I would take that video and then I would embed it on, if you make another spot on your website that just says blog, and then from there, that would just be your blog posts. And then every time that you create a video, you'd embed it on a post, you would title it with what the resource is, or what the question is, or what the how-to is. And now what you're doing is you're also creating another asset on your website that will start to get indexed by Google. And then you're going to start getting search traffic coming over from that. So you take your 1,000 people that are coming over organically right now, and then you can 10x that or more just by creating the video over on YouTube, which that's its own search engine. Then you take that video, you embed it into your blog on your website. And then from there, you want to put some written content on that page so that way there Google also can find it. And an easy way to do that is you can have that transcribed and then just have someone either come in and clean it up and edit it. Like, you can literally go to Temi for 10 cents and they'll transcribe that video in like less than 10 minutes.
So you put the transcript in the blog?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it like verbatim. I would just have it done. So this way here, you don't have to do as much writing, and then just go in there and have someone or yourself go in and just clean it up so it read better than you just kind of talking on video. Because a lot of times you talk differently on video than you might if you write.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, that's a quick way to at least get, instead of you sitting down and looking at a white, a blank white screen, you can go, I'm going to answer this question. Here's all the things I'm going to talk about in it. So I make sure that they get it. And then from there, the video now becomes that asset. And also you can have that transcribed. So that way there, you have less writing to do with a blank piece of paper.
Gotcha.
And from there, now what you're doing is you're creating that asset over on YouTube, which is going to lead people also back over to your store and to your blog. And then from there, you also get that video that's embedded inside of your blog. So if people come to your blog, they can stay on your blog, your website. But then also you're giving Google ways for them to index your site because you're writing about it on that page. So you're really getting all of these things from this one asset, right? So for me, like, the first thing that I would say for you is those questions that you're answering, and you probably already have like a handful of ones that always get asked. Mm-hmm. You're like, those are the ones I start with, right? Those are the things that they have to know, right? And then that's where I would start, questions. And then after the questions, I'd get into how-tos, right? So the questions that I'd be asking, like, and I don't know what they are, but I would start with the ones that are most common and then just create those videos. And they don't have to be long. They could be 3 minutes. They don't have to be that long, And as far as like the other thing people get hung up on is like, well, how do I edit them? How do I do this? You can go to Fiverr and have someone edit it for $5.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be like this studio shot and like, the best, quality. It could be your phone. Just make sure it's not shaky and stuff. Have it on a tripod. If you want to get fancy and get a mic, you can, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
I'd rather just say, just get it out there and then get it better later.
Yeah. I think that's kind of an issue for me, not a huge issue, but when I think about, I got to do this video, I think, well, I need a camera. Well, how's the volume going to be? I need the right. It's all these things. I'm like, they need to be perfect, but I know because I've thrown some stuff up that's not perfect before. But I know a lot of people struggle with that, just trying to get perfect before they do anything, and
they really, really do, and that does hold them back. It really, really does, and the thing is like if you look at anyone else's video, like if you just look at, even go to your competitors and stuff, like just look and see their stuff. It's literally just a camera on a tripod in front of something that they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. That's it. Now, if you want to get just a lav mic for like $50-$60, it plugs right into your phone. Right.
Yeah.
And that's it. If you want to have that and you want to have that little bit of better quality on the sound, that's fine. But if the camera is not 100 miles away, the sound is going to be good enough.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, if you're 10 or 15 feet away and you're not going to really be able to hear you, that could be an issue. So then, yeah, you just get a little lav mic. They have a Rode mic that you can plug it right into your phone.
Yeah.
The other one is too, and I've got this. It's a Zoom mic, and the Zoom mic, it's a little handheld, but you can plug an external mic into, so you can actually have that thing in your pocket. You can take the wire, plug it into that thing, and then just kind of put it underneath your shirt and out the little button or whatever, and then just clip it on there, and then you just record there. The difference with that is then you have to take the audio and you have to then include it with the video when you do your editing.
Oh, link them up.
Yeah, if you do it the other way where you just plug it right into the phone, it's all one track now.
Right, I got you.
So again, anytime we complicate things, we don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. So I'm trying to eliminate the complicated side of things. Let's just keep it clean, keep it easy. And then once you get kind of rolling, we can always refine that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I think you would have enough work to keep you busy on just starting that. And I would just say, you know what? I'm going to figure out a day. First off, I'm going to keep collecting those questions that are coming in. I'd make a spreadsheet of those. And then from there, I'd say which ones are the top ones that I should start with. And then maybe sit down and the ones that you think you can knock out in one, maybe one session, maybe you block out 2 hours and you knock out all these videos. And then you don't have to upload them all at once. You can upload one every other day until you get them up there.
Yeah.
And then you might be like, all right, I'm going to post one new video a week. And now you have one new video a week. You have a new blog post every week. So now you have another seed out there in the Google search engines, right? That's going to be possibly found. I think there's a huge play just there. Once you get all that figured out, I think there's definitely a play of you having like a DIY type website with how to fix your deck, how to, what decking material should you buy, and all of those projects. Then it could be like, what's another outside project that people are doing? Maybe it's a 3-season room, so then you could kind of start to work outside in the backyard a little bit more on other projects, but that would be done on a content site primarily.
Right. Yeah.
But that would be after you did all this.
Right. Yeah.
This here is going to bring more business to what you already have up and running. So why start that other thing until this stuff is kind of built out and you kind of systematize it? Because I think you could build this into something where it's just a process. It's just a machine now. It's like, okay, on Tuesdays, I shoot videos for 2 hours. I hand them off to a VA that can do a quick edit and upload them and optimize them and be done.
Yeah.
Like literally you can just create that little machine.
Okay.
So any other questions on that? Again, I think that's quite a bit. And as far as like building the email list, I know you said that, like, what do you send them? I think right now, anything that you're anything that you are putting out there on YouTube, that's a piece of content you can give them. Even if they've already done a deck or something, you could say, hey, I'm not sure if you're going to be putting on, any new railings in the near future. I just shot this video. If you aren't, maybe you have someone that is. I wanted to shoot this for anyone that, is putting on a new railing system. And, what kind of project are you working on right now? And maybe just kind of do a little survey every single email.
Okay.
So that way there you're sending them something, but you're not sending them a sales pitch, right?
Right. Yeah.
And if they don't want to, if they're like, I already did my railing, I don't care, then they're just going to ignore it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But I would probably start to figure out how you can segment the contractor versus the DIYer.
Yeah.
Because that contractor is going to be worth more to you in the end.
Right.
Because they're going to buy from you on a regular basis. It's kind of like their supplier, right? I mean, when I was in the window and door business, we had 3 suppliers. All we did was buy our bay and bow windows from one supplier. We bought our double hungs and our picture window units from another supplier. So we had these different sources, and we just bought through them all the time.
Yeah.
So that would be a good thing for your company, because you'd have like that repeat customer of them when they get new jobs.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'd also like to focus more on local businesses around Central Arkansas, because I have very few local customers. Everything's online and, across the U.S. and Canada and stuff. And I haven't even really focused on local.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a day that you go around to your local places and bring in your stuff and show them what you got.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, I think if you had some videos showing your applications and your stuff, that would also be helpful for them.
Right.
Because then they'd be like, oh, this is that system. It's very similar to the system we're selling. Like, you know what I mean? And you might even want to look at their system that they're selling and show them yours and what can you do for them. Now, you're going to be wholesaling it to them in a sense, because,
I'm thinking more contractors.
Oh, okay.
Stuff.
So it's more of it's more of like the contractor that's building decks and 3-season rooms and that. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that would be smart too. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, heck, you could run Facebook ads to those people in your area.
Yeah.
Directly target those people.
Yeah, I need to do that.
I think that's another easy one for you to do, because locally it's easier than trying to go across the U.S. or into another country. It's going to be easier. I say easier. It's going to probably be less expensive too, because you got less competition trying to show up in front of those contractors.
Right.
Locally.
Yeah.
And that could be, you could even, offer to give them, to give your company a 25% off discount on their next railing system or something.
Yeah.
But no, I love it, man. I think you've got a huge amount of potential here. I think you're just scratching the surface right now. I think your product looks amazing. Your website looks really good, really clean. My only thing is I don't see anything on YouTube. I don't see anything that helps me install it or pick out what system's the best for me. So that's lacking there for me.
Right.
Because like I said, when I'm getting ready, I want to know exactly. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of different things, and then when you start looking on Google or on YouTube, you get even more confused. Because you're like, which one is the right one? But then if I go to your site and you give me there's 3 different applications. Here's what you need to know about this one. Here's this one this one's used best in this situation. Here's how you could save yourself some money on a railing system. I'll give you an example. The one section that we did, there was 3 sections. Now I could have saved money, and I could have drilled a hole in the one or the 2 posts, and I could have just ran the cable through there, and I wouldn't have needed new turnbuckles on each side. Mm-hmm. But I didn't like that look, because I thought it looked better with having the turnbuckles, and it looked beefier.
Yeah.
And so that's what I chose. But now if I wanted to save on buying basically 2 sections, which is 10 in a pack, and you know what I mean, and all those parts, I could have saved those 2 packs, which it's expensive. Mm-hmm. So I could have saved that. So you could have said, here's the difference. If you want to save some money, you can do it this way. But some people like the look of the turnbuckles and, the brackets and this, that, and the other thing, because it's kind of the look. But some people want to save some money. Here's how you can do it. Right. Or you could even have a video that says that, a cost-effective way of doing cable system and cutting your cost in half. Like, who wouldn't watch that video?
Yeah.
Even though I might not use it, I might be like, yeah, I could do that, but I don't know if I like that look. But, oh, this is good. But okay, you're going to show me how to install it. Good. I'm going to stay on this site. So yeah, man, I think you got a lot of opportunity here. I think all you need to do, though, is you need to address those questions that are coming in, because you do answer questions on a regular basis. Those are your first pieces of content, and then just get that channel. You already have a YouTube channel. It's just there's really nothing on it.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I think, you have three videos, right? 3 videos on it right now.
Heck, I don't even know.
There's 3 videos. You got 204 views on one, 226 on another, and 569 on another. So you got something,
Yeah.
But yeah, you could definitely be adding to this on a regular basis for sure.
Yeah, Scott, you gave me a lot of work to do. I'm never gonna.
Sorry about that.
No.
But you have any other questions or anything on this? Let me ask you this: what is going to be your first plan of attack on what we talked about?
Start making some videos. I'm gonna write down all the questions I get and start making some videos about them. That's the top of the list. Make some.
Okay. All right, then I've got a challenge for you.
All right.
So you're coming to Brand Accelerator Live.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you get to Brand Accelerator Live, you need to have at least 10 videos up, additionally to what you have.
10 videos. Okay. What do I got? A couple months?
Yeah. Come on, man. That's easy. You got that.
I got that.
All right. So 10 videos. And again, they don't have to be long. And in the meantime, if you want to send me over your ideas, or if you have any questions on that, just shoot me over, an email or whatever, and I'll walk you through that. The one thing I will say for anyone listening, and even yourself, and to keep it really, really tight on the videos, whatever you're going to be teaching, you want to say exactly what that is in the very first thing.
Okay.
So, if you're coming on, you're like, hey guys, it's Chris. Today in this video, I'm going to show you the difference between this and this, right? Or this turnbuckle and this turnbuckle. If you've been thinking to yourself, I just don't know which one's the best, this video, I'm going to answer that question for you. And that's it, right? And then what you're going to do, tell them exactly what that is, all that stuff, and then say, hey, if you guys like this video, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, so this way here you can go ahead and get notified when I send out other helpful videos. And also, if you could share this or like it, that would be amazing. As always, thanks so much. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and I'll talk to you later. Like, that's it. Like, just little calls to action to help promote the channel. If they have any questions, you always want to try to get engagement. So guys, if you have any questions, if something didn't make sense, let me know in the comments down below, and point in the comments, just leave it down there. I'm always on the comments. I'm always answering people. And then the cool thing is when someone has a question in the comments, guess what happens? You got another video ready.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, John just asked a question on my last video I did on how to install blah, 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 blah. And I wasn't really clear on this. So I'm going to show you in this video how to do X, Y, and Z. See, he just supplied you with a question of your next video that you're going to make. And you have social proof that people are paying attention to your channel and to your products because you called that person out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what you want to do there. All right. So very simple. When you do the video, what is the video about? Don't make it about 10 things. It's one thing.
Yeah.
It solves one problem.
Okay.
That's it. And then from there, you let them know immediately that they're at the right place, because it's going to reiterate what the title says. And then the next thing is you're going to get right into the actual content. And then you're going to remind them to subscribe, like, and comment. And that's it. That's the formula.
I think maybe one of the first couple videos is going to be how to finish a deck. finish putting your railing on your deck.
Yes, there you go. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Have you had your deck half done, or at least you've been thinking about it forever and you haven't been able to finish your deck? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you do that. Yeah. Oh, that would be funny. But yeah, I think you've got a ton of potential here, opportunity. I think if you just hone in on this part right now, you can start bringing in some organic traffic to your business that you're not necessarily getting, and it's going to help you diversify your revenue and your traffic source. Because if 60% of it's coming from Amazon right now, we got to fix that, and it's also going to probably help you with Amazon, because if you want to spike some sales, you'll have the opportunity to be able to do that from the traffic that you're getting as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the cool thing is like if you get traffic coming to your website, you can use like Hello Bar, put it up in the top bar, and you can run a special for that week. And that's just big and bold. And it says this week, save 20% on all railing systems. And then that could go over to your Amazon listing where you maybe have a bundle. And then you're just going to drive sales to that listing for maybe, I don't know, a week. And then you're going to spike sales because you're heading into Black Friday time and you want to rank higher in the search. I mean, we just did that on Prime Day. We ran like a 5-day email promo before Prime Day to spike the algorithm, so we got higher up in the ranks. So when Prime Day came, we're higher in the ranks. Right? So you can use that traffic to spike the algorithm short term because you know that there's going to be more traffic coming into Amazon.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of benefits to that, but it's all about traffic, man. You need the traffic. You need to do it by helping people like me that needed those videos to help me be less confused and frustrated when I had no idea about. I've done a lot of building in my day, but I've never did railings like this, right? These are fairly kind of new, right, over the past 5 years.
Right.
So they're kind of new. So I had to figure it out, and if I hadn't seen anybody doing them before, I'd have to figure it out. Videos are how everyone's learning. So you got to be there where people are searching.
So let me ask you, why did you pick the fittings and stuff that you did? Is there any reason that?
Yeah. I liked the actual style of the turnbuckle. And I liked that I could get them, all in one kit, all in one package that would do 10. Right. Because I seen there's like requirements, right? You got to have a certain spacing in between the cables. And depending on how high your post is, you're going to have between 8 and 10. And I needed 8, but it only came in a 10 pack. So I bought the 10 pack.
Gotcha.
Right. And I liked the fitting style. I didn't like the bolt being screwed in. I liked it where I had the fastener where it was kind of like a U shape.
Yeah, it's like a toggle.
Yeah, it's like that. And then that way there, I can kind of put them up, then bring my cable in, crimp it, grab the other side, do the same thing, and then just tighten them up. So I liked it that I could just buy them in a bag that had 10. I didn't have to worry about all the different parts. It came with the screws. It came with the turnbuckles. It came with the fasteners. It came with all that. The only thing I had to do was get my cable and get my crimper.
So even though you only needed 8, it
came with 10. So I got extras.
Gotcha.
See, I bought more. That I didn't need, but I was okay with it because I'm like, I need 10. I need 8, but it comes in a 10 pack. I'm going to buy that. I'll have a few extra just in case I ever need them down the line.
Yeah.
Or I can go to eBay and sell them, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it's true.
I threw them in a box and I kept them out in the garage. But if I do more in the future, then I'm going to come to you and grab yours. But like I said, I was such in a hurry that day. I literally had a day before the painters were coming to do the deck.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I had to scramble, and I wasn't going to ask my contractor to do it because I knew what he was going to charge me. And when he came and I told him what I paid, he was blown away.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Oh man, you gotta tell me." And now what I'll do is I'll tell him to go to your company. But yeah, I mean he's doing really high level high end houses on the lake. So, these people, including myself, spent a lot of money to remodel these things. So again, you find those people, they're going to pass the cost off to the homeowner, right? Or the investor.
Yeah.
So for you, it's here's our product, I need a lot of them, he's done some crazy systems. And he said it, he goes, I'm always trying to find like the best deal, but the best quality. And so someone like that, you land him, he's going to be buying a lot of stuff for a lot of years.
Yeah. You tell him, a guy.
I will. I'll absolutely will.
I'll give him a friends and family discount.
There you go. I'll pass him along to you. I sure will. I know he'll use you too. I know it. So, all right, man. Any other last minute questions before we wrap up? This went on for a little while longer than I thought, but it's okay. It was good stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I don't think so. I mean, you've given me a lot of work. I've got a lot of work to do.
You do. It's not complicated. It does take work, but I think if you just break it down and start off with what you know you can do like right now, and then from there work backwards, I think that you can do it, and like I said, give yourself a deadline of when you're going to have a certain number done, and from there, I'm telling you, as you do that, you're going to get some videos that are going to start to get some legs.
Yeah.
And then that's going to start bringing in some traffic, which is going to be really, really cool. And, a year from now, if you had 50 videos up there, you're talking that's 50 places where people can find you and then lead over to your business.
Yeah.
So it's huge potential there.
Yeah. I got one question the Hello Bar, I'm using Shopify right now. Mm-hmm. Is that available for Shopify or is that just WordPress?
No, it's an overlay on the website, but I believe you would need something on Shopify, possibly to overlay that. Probably just look up Hello Bar Shopify and see, because what it does for us is you actually run it through Hello Bar, but you are going to have to connect it over so it will display on your site.
Okay.
And if you don't use Hello Bar, I'm sure there's something in Shopify. But again, you might want to create that blog anyway. That's the content portion and let that be separate then. Well, maybe not. If you keep it all under Shopify, it's going to help drive traffic there. I would probably keep it all under one house.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how the Google works. I can.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure though, because they're a pretty big outfit and I'm pretty sure that they would want to make it usable on that platform. But if not, I'm sure that Shopify has a plugin or some type of extension that will allow what Hello Bar is doing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's pretty straightforward. There's also another tool real quick I'll throw out there. It's called Write Message. And Write Message is really cool too, because that will do a little bit of that pre-surveying. So if you had that, it'll be like a little slider that kind of slides up from the bottom and it'll say, it'll just ask like 3 questions and they can just check a box. Even if they don't opt in, they'll just check a box and it'll tell you what they're interested in that's coming to your site.
Is that right?
Yep. Write Message, RIGHT, okay. And then message. Yep. It's pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah. Check that out too.
Sounds good.
So we good, man?
We're good for now.
All right. Well, hey, you know what you got to do, and I'm going to be catching up with you in September. So we'll check in with you and see how you're doing, and make sure that you definitely get this done because I think this is a huge opportunity for you. So, Chris, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. This has been awesome. We'll probably have to do an update with you. I always like to do updates for 2 reasons. One, I want to see how you've grown since we've last talked, or I want to check in to see if you've done anything.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Keep on rocking. You're doing awesome, and you have a great business. And I look forward to seeing you at Brand Accelerator Live.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, there you have it. Another great episode. And it went a little long, but we went into some details. And I hope that you got some value out of that. And I hope that you're also seeing that there's generally a common thread here. And that is, you got to know the market. You got to know what they want, what they're searching for. And there's also a play in anyone's business to add some content to the business. And it's funny, when I started to go down that road with Chris and kind of going through what he could do to bring in other people that aren't just looking for railings for, his business, but also like the deck for the railing or the railings and the deck together, right? Like, so you'd have content there, but then also having an outside media channel in a sense that talks a lot about DIY stuff. And that could bring people in that could be related. And it could be another revenue stream, another traffic stream, and all of those things. He's also got some huge opportunity there with an email list. And I know that he's going to be going out there and implementing that. And I did give him a deadline. I said, hey, by Brand Accelerator Live, I want you to have 10 videos shot. So we're going to have to follow up with him at Brand Accelerator Live and see how he's doing. And once again, here's my, little call to action for you guys. If you've not grabbed your ticket yet, you're going to want to. It's going to be an awesome event where we're going to be deep diving into people's businesses just like this. And everyone that's attending is going to be figuring out their next move. What is the thing that they need to focus on first in their business, and really creating that roadmap so they can go out there and execute it and take action. The cool thing is also, whenever you attend a live event like this, you're able to zoom out on your business and then really look at all of the different pieces that you could be working on, and then which ones should you be working on to have the biggest impact. Then we zoom back in on those areas. So I just really want you to understand that when you get to a live event, it almost forces you to focus on your business and looking at it with a different lens. All right. So if you're not yet coming, I encourage you to make the decision and really join us. Now, if for some reason you go there and the tickets are gone, there should be a wait list page there, or a way for you to get on the wait list. Get on that wait list. I mean, you never know. There could be more openings available. Get on that wait list. And this way here, if we have any openings, we'll let you know. You'll be the first to know. All right. So that's it, guys. BrandAcceleratorLive.com. I'm super excited about it. We get to hang out with people like Chris Baker, who's building this amazing business and brand, and not just focused on one channel, but really diversifying the channels of traffic and of revenue. So guys, I really would love it for you guys to be there. But anyway, let's go ahead and get you to the show notes. If you want to check out the show notes, you can head over to theamazingseller.com/708 and grab all the links in the show notes over there. And as always, guys, let's wrap this up. Remember, I'm here for you. I believe in you, and I am rooting for you. But you have to. Come on, say it with me. Say it loud. Say it proud. Take action. Have an awesome, amazing day, and I'll see you right back here on the next episode.